What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. We've got a small slate of games, but I've got 4 picks, and I've put those things down. I'm going to take you through that today. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Before we jump into the picks, we do have to recap the day that was. Didn't make a video last night. Had some social arrangements to take care of, but I did share a couple of free picks out on my free section on Winnable. So make sure you guys are subbed to that. But let's talk about the day overall. VIP, we're up 2.46 units. It was a pretty average day. Slightly profitable in straight picks, slightly profitable in value plays, but we'll take it, right? We didn't lose any money on this day. Went 4 and 3 on straight picks. Let's talk about the losing ones first. Jalen Duren, over 13.5 rebounds and assists. He didn't find any foul trouble today. Only played 27 minutes, but the Mavs got the upset win. They shot 52% from the field today, and that hurt Jalen Duren's rebound opportunities. So didn't hate the bet. It is what it is. Anthony Edwards, I took him for over 27.5 points. Now, this is a bet that I do hate. This was a bad read. The high volume game wasn't required from Ant. I ignored the potential blowout in the game script. And the reason for that is when you look at the slate, there's a lot of games where I'm like, oh, it's probably going to be a blowout there. So I don't bet it. And then it's not. And then a lot of these guys with good matchups get a lot of volume. They've been smashing it lately. But the blowout did happen. I guess I was so fixated on Anthony Edwards only shooting 29% the last time they played the Pels. I thought we'd see an improvement in that. He'll score more points. But he didn't improve. But the whole T-Wolves organization improved, and they absolutely pumped the Pelicans today. So I didn't like that bet. Apologies if you tailed that. Ryan Dunn over 10.5 points. Now, this was a brutal hook. This was a bet that I didn't mind. He had 10 points early in the third quarter. We just needed one more bucket. And Kevin Durant went crazy. 29 points in the second half, put on a masterclass there. Ryan Dunn barely saw any other shot opportunities. So it is what it is. I'll take that. But on to the winners. Kristaps over 5.5 points in the first quarter. Absolutely crushed it. I don't know why I didn't ladder this. I don't know what I was thinking, but that was a missed opportunity, but we'll take the win. Aaron Gordon, over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think I was lucky on this one. I expected him to be better in terms of rebounding and getting more dimes. It didn't happen. Thankfully, scored a lot of points today. Speaking of points, Daquan Jeffries, over 9.5 points. He covered this early in the second half to cash that play. And we took Kawhi Leonard over 22.5 points. Lucky to be on the right side of a hook here. 2 late free throws get it done. He didn't see the volume that I expected, but man, Kawhi Leonard efficient as hell as of late. Also hit on a couple of value plays. Kawhi Leonard on a value play. Daquan Jeffries, we hit him for 3 3-pointers made. And we also hit a Trixie combo. So let me show you real quick. This was the Trixie combo. Had Ryan Dunn, not even Ryan Dunn, had Kevin Durant not gone crazy in that game. Could have won $1,000 on this play, but we'll settle turning 100 into 325. Put $50 on Jeffries, 50 into 162, and then $50 onto Kawhi. 3 assists, 5 boards, $50 into 200. So that's a taste of what VIP is all about. I'll leave a link in the video description down below with a discount, of course, if you want to check out VIP. I'll totally leave it up to you. If you just want straight picks, you can get those for $1 a day, and I'll leave a link for that as well. Now let's get into these 4 picks. Let's go. So jumping into props madness, this is the best tool you're ever going to find if you like betting on NBA player props. We've got a WNBA coming up in a couple months. You could also use this on the WNBA as well. Exactly the same way. Check it out. You get a 7-day free trial and you get a 25% discount if you use the code DAFT when you sign up. Now let's talk about these picks. Firstly, I've got no picks in the Nets Pacers game. This is a back-to-back set, and that could be a little bit weird, but I'll wait till the morning till I make a decision on that. And this Wizards versus Knicks game. I think there's value on the Wizards side of things. The Knicks absolutely stink at the moment. Not sure what I'm going to take on that. So I don't have any bets on that, but I do have 4 bets on the remaining 3 games. So let's talk through it. Warriors versus the Hawks. Now, in this game, we've got no Steph Curry for the Warriors. So automatically, I'm going to Jimmy Butler today. And I'm taking his rebounds and assists. I took him at 13.5. It keeps moving from 13.5 to 14.5. You're getting pretty decent odds at 14.5 anyway, so I'd still play it there. But I took this at 13.5. Now let's talk about it. Steph Curry is out. Jimmy's going to see more opportunity here. I didn't overanalyze this play because overanalyzing doesn't seem to get me too far. Now, basically what I was looking at here, the key thing that I identified was his assist rate as of late has been crazy. So just looking at his potential assist numbers, we can see here over his last 6 games, his potential assist numbers have skyrocketed. Clearly something's changed in the way that They're using Jimmy in this lineup. His minutes are better, all that type of stuff. Things are looking better. Jimmy in Golden State. So his potential assist numbers have skyrocketed. He's averaging 6.4 assists since he's joined the Golden State Warriors. But over his last 6 games, he's averaging 8.7 assists. And in 3 of those games, he had 10 plus assists. So playmaker Jimmy definitely there for the Warriors. Podziemski's healthy. Kuminga's back in the lineup. I think Jimmy's got a lot of scoring options that he can play to. And he's up against the Atlanta Hawks today. I don't think Jimmy needs to have that score-first mentality in this type of game. We've seen Jimmy in one game playing for the Warriors without Steph Curry, and that was here against the Milwaukee Bucks. And in that game, he had 8 rebounds, he had 10 assists, he had 22 potential assists in that game. He still scored 20-plus points as well, so it's not like he didn't consider scoring. So for Jimmy, I considered the whole PRA, but when you play points, you open things up to a bit more variance there, and I'm trying to avoid that at all costs. So I just took the rebounds and assists, but I don't think you can go wrong with betting on Jimmy today. I do like it. Pretty much soft matchup for everybody on this Golden State Warriors roster. So Jimmy's got a good matchup to score, but so does Podziemski, so does Kuminga, so does Moody, so does Buddy. Like, everyone has a good chance here. So if Jimmy's going to do a lot of the playmaking, I do like the thought of him. Whilst I'm on this game, I'll talk about Podziemski real quick. So I've had a few people reach out to me say, how come we're not paying Podziemski assists? Because this is how people are doing their analysis. They're looking at Podziemski assists without Steph Curry, right? And it's fantastic. 6 out of 8 games of the season, 4.8 assists per game. But then you have to factor in Jimmy didn't arrive until this very last game. So his only game with Jimmy, no Steph Curry, Podziemski only had 4 potential assists in that game. So the way they used him in that particular game was as a spot-up shooter. If they use him as a spot-up shooter again, what you'll probably see is Podziemski probably nails these 3-point props. So looking at his 3-point prop, I think there's value potentially laddering that if they use him the same way, and that correlates well with Jimmy Butler assists. So I'm not saying not to bet Podziemski assists. Like, he could definitely go out there and do it, but this is the reason why I'm not doing it. Let's jump into the next one. We've got Bucks versus the Kings. So for this one, I'm looking at Giannis today, and I'm looking specifically at his assists. Took him for over 6.5 assists. And how I got to this point was quite interesting. So I was originally looking at Brook Lopez. I don't know if I love betting more Brook Lopez at the moment, but Brook Lopez overall for this season, post Bobby Portis being suspended, has been a pretty good bet. And I was looking at Brook Lopez first. One thing I committed to doing, I was like, if I'm betting on a player because of a certain matchup or an opportunity, I need to check to see who else is going to do the same type of shit. Because some people, like, I could bet on Brook Lopez to hit some threes, for example. Taurean Prince comes down and hits 5 threes. So I was like, I'll look into all the other players with similar types of matchups to see what I like. And what I found here is for the Milwaukee Bucks, all of them have a good matchup in terms of the reasons why I was looking at Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez should get a lot of open looks here. Taurean Prince will get a lot of open looks here. Gary Trent, AJ, they'll all get a lot of open looks because they're versing the Sacramento Kings today. Terrible at defending the 3-point line. And I figured, no Dame in the lineup. Giannis going to see a lot of ball. Giannis also going to see some double teams. Giannis going to get some assists. That's pretty much how I got to this play. So Giannis, looking at his assists today, 6.5. We've got no Dame in the lineup as well. Now, Giannis without Dame on the season, it's a little bit up and down. 3 strong games, 3 poor games in terms of assists. But then if you look at the matchups and how they play, in a lot of these games, he didn't see the potential assist volumes. One of them was a blowout as well. So looking at Giannis numbers without Dame, I'm not really considering that too much. As of late, it's been up and down. Like, even in the Discord, as we speak, there are people saying, Giannis is really tough to read. I'm like, yeah, he is. So I'm trying to look at the whole game overall. I think the Bucks get the win here. Close game, 1-point spread. But I think they get the win here against the Kings. Or maybe they lose by 1, actually. The Bucks not afraid. They lose by 1 quite a lot. But the matchup here is just fantastic for Giannis. Like, everyone on his team has a great matchup to score some points. The Kings pretty much terrible at defending this 3-point line if we take a look at it here. So they allow the 3rd most points above the break, 3rd points in the mid-range, 4th most points in both of the corners. And if we look at Giannis and his assists, we can see here he dimes up pretty much all over the place, but a lot of it is above the break, and it is to a lot of 3-point shooters. Another call out here is that there's no Sabonis. And when the Bucks and the Kings play each other, Sabonis is the person who checks Giannis the whole time. No Sabonis, which means Paul Keegan Murray, maybe Jonas in some instances, going to have to defend Giannis. They're going to have to send bodies. It's going to be a mismatch every single time. And the Kings will camp the paint, force Giannis to kick it out. It comes down to whether a lot of these shooters can make some shots or not. But he's also got a really good connection with Brook Lopez. In these previous matchups, when Sabonis has to defend Giannis, it means Brook Lopez always has a mismatch down low. Giannis on drives, he should get a couple of lobs to Brook Lopez in this game. So the lobs will be on for Brook Lopez and a lot of kickouts to shooters, pretty much is the angle that I'm taking here for Giannis. So liking him to dime up. Good matchup at 6.5, at 7.5. If it moves there, I would play it, but only if you're getting it for plus money, like plus 150, plus 125, something like that. Outside of that, just running the 6.5. In terms of value plays, I am playing Giannis to get a triple double. I got it for plus 400, which is $5 here in Australia. So playing Giannis to get a triple double, he did work very well last time he played the Kings. He had 13 assists against them, 13 assists, 11 boards, 33 points. So Giannis ate the Kings alive last time, and I think he can do it again. So Giannis for a triple double, that's the value play that I'm running. Now the next pick that I've got for you, heading to the Bulls versus the Lakers. I've got two different picks in this one. First one I'm rolling with is Luka Doncic. And I'm taking Luka in the first quarter because I'm sick of watching this man cook in the first quarter and hating myself for not getting any action down. Now, the one call out here for Luka is that LeBron is a game time decision. There's a chance that he comes back in this game. Now, whether LeBron plays or not, I like Luka to score points in the first quarter. Let's talk about it. So without LeBron, he's played 5 games as a Laker. Over this line in 4 consecutive games. Been an absolute freak. Everybody's aware of it. Volume's high, percentages high. He's absolutely killing that, right? But if we look at the games with LeBron James for Luka, we can see he's still over in 6 out of his last 11. More recently, obviously, when he first got to LA, he was out of shape, clearly, but he's looking like much better shape now, playing so much better. The only 2 games he's gone under with LeBron in the lineup, Clippers, Celtics, tough matchups. Get the Bulls today. And the Bulls, they are more competitive. They're playing much better basketball now, which makes their games bettable because they're competing. They're not getting blown out every single day, but still a soft matchup at the end of the day, right? They're terrible in the pick and roll. This Bulls roster has nobody that can check Luka Doncic, not even a little bit. There is nobody that can. Vucevic is also back playing his regular minutes, which is a very easy target for Luka Doncic to target in these pick and rolls. So I like Luka to score some points in the first quarter. Over 8.5 is what I took. If it moves to 9.5, I'd still play it, if I'm being honest with you. But just make sure you're getting great odds for it. So jump on a Props Madness, use their the line checker, and then you can see who's got the best odds for the bet that you're playing. But yeah, I'm liking Luka to score some points in the first quarter. I did consider his rebounds and assists. 16.5 is an excellent number at plus money, for being honest with you. I told myself I'd take this at 17.5 every single game for Luka if it was there. And now we have to make a decision here. It is there. 16.5's on the table. If LeBron doesn't play, this probably moves to 18.5. So I think there could be some value there in Luka and his rebounds and assists, but I do like his first quarter points are up a little bit more. I'm not going to roll with that. Now, the last pick that I have to share with you is for this man, Nikola Vucevic. So it wasn't too long ago. It was against the Kings, actually. I took him to make 3 3-pointers as a value play. That cash. So he's had 4 3-pointers in 2 consecutive games. I'm taking Nikola Vucevic to make 2 3-pointers today, and we're getting this for amazing odds. It's plus money on every single book. I got this at like plus 145. So Vucevic over 1.5 3-pointers made. That's the last pick that I've got for you. Now, he's been shooting out of his mind as of late. He's played 6 games since he's come back from his injury. And in these games, first 2 games, he only saw 24, 23 minutes, and everyone was like, this Bulls team is tanking. And then since that, he started to play his regular minutes, and he's been shooting the ball extremely well, I've got to say. So we're riding the hot hand. And normally I stay away from 3-point props because when I bet on them, the players don't hit their 3-point props, but they hit their points props. The points prop side of things, a little bit risky for me. I'm not down to play Vucevic and his points prop. And the reason being is this Lakers defense and how they play. So the Lakers, they have been very good at limiting points in the paint as of late. They send a lot of bodies. They have been vulnerable to 3-point shooters, especially on the weak side, kickouts and stuff like that. So I like, in my mind, I think there's a chance in this world where Vucevic hits 2 3-pointers and still doesn't hit his points line. I don't think it happens the other way. So I'm just rolling with these 3-pointers made. So for Vucevic, what are we looking at here? Since he's returned to his normal minutes in these 4 games, 3.3 3-pointers made per game, 5.8 attempts. So the volume, I'm absolutely loving it. He's shooting at a very high percentage at the moment, and there's going to be a time where that drops. And I think if he shoots his normal percentage, he should make 2 3-pointers in this game. If he maintains this excellent streak, we should see him get 3 to 4. So I like the upside here for Nikola Vucevic and the great odds. And the matchup's great. I spoke about the Lakers giving up 3-pointers, especially to the weak side. Well, I'll also give it up in the pick and roll as well. Jackson Hayes, committed to drop coverage, lives there. You'll see Trey Jones, Kobe White, Josh Giddey. When they penetrate the paint, Nikola Vucevic is not going there with them. He's not looking for lobs. He's going to stay out on the perimeter, and he's going to wait for that ball to rotate around for him, and he should get some 3-point looks here. Even in the instances, if Luka's defending him, Luka's not going to put pressure on the ball anyway, so naturally, Vucevic is going to have some looks. So the way that I consider this a good bet is if Nikola Vucevic takes at least 5 3-pointers in this game, I'll be happy. I'll live with the result. If he takes 5 of them, he should be able to make 2 of them. But if he maintains his hot streak, he's going to make at least 3. So rolling with Nikola Vucevic at crazy plus money odds here for 2 3-pointers made. Let's go. So I do ask that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below for the algorithm. Don't have any deep dives, extra value to add yet. I'm going to look into these other games that I haven't looked at. I'll look at them in the morning. So for those of you who are unwinnable, you guys will get everything, all the picks that I do. But I appreciate you guys for checking in, watching the video, making it this far. Drop me a comment down below. Also follow me on TikTok. So if you want to know more about me and the stuff that I do outside of sports betting, you can follow my TikTok and see the type of bullshit that I put up in there. But I do wish you the best of luck. Let's green out. We've got a small set of games. Let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.